Bannock County Commissioners are now in session. We do have 2 amendments to the agenda today, so motion to approve the agenda.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the amended agenda as posted.
Have a motion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. So the first item we have is invoices, Commissioners Report, and credit applications.
Do you want to go with Chantel first?
Well, I was just going to jump through this real quick.
Okay.
Just take a minute.
Okay.
Get it done. I didn't have any questions on Commissioner's Report. I like seeing her smiling face anyway.
Just held out of order, so I just had to ask.
Well, we're combining meetings.
Because we'd like to see you first. Oops, sorry, Gordon. Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the Commissioners' reports, invoices, and credit applications as presented.
We have a motion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Next we have salary rate approval forms. And, yeah, I think I'll just move this. I want to talk about one of them. So, we may need to go into executive session on that one. After that, we have payroll report.
Mr. Chair, I move that we accept the payroll report as presented.
We have a motion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Next we have certificates of residency. There are a few of them.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the residency request as presented.
We have a motion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, now we're Chantel.
Chantel Laou with Indigenous Services. I have 2 cases before you this morning. The first case is case number 2025-0009. It's a cremation application submitted by Wilkes Funeral Home in the amount of $1,200. The applicant is a 49-year-old female who's applying for cremation expenses for her 79-year-old father. He was a Bannock County resident as well as a veteran. However, he's not eligible for veterans services benefits. Therefore, they do meet criteria for assistance through the indigent program, and the applicant has agreed to a $25 a month repayment plan upon approval of this application. And then case number 2025-0010. It's an application submitted through Cornelison Funeral Home in the amount of $1,200. The deceased is a 61-year-old male. He is a Bannock County resident, was not a veteran. With the information that I did obtain, it does appear that he meets criteria to be eligible for assistance through the indigent program, and there is no responsible party available for repayment of this request at this time.
Any questions?
Nope.
Motion?
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve case 2025-009 and 0010 as presented.
Have a motion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Must be. Give you all 3 of them.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. And we have some guests with us today. So proclamation for Veterans Caregivers Recognition Day. Please introduce yourself and
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Sandra Kinney, and I'm the presiding officer of the Wyeth Chapter, Daughters of the American Revolution. It's a privilege to join you today and appreciate the opportunity. Speaking on behalf of our state region and Idaho's 900 DAR members, I'm here today asking you to issue a proclamation recognizing veterans and military caregivers in Bannock County. November is both National Caregivers Month and the month we honor veterans for their service, so it's the perfect time to do so. First, a note about DAR. Created in 1890, we are a service organization comprised of about 200 active members, all of whom are women who can trace their lineage back to a patriot of the American Revolution. This means that our ancestors were this country's first veterans, and this means that the first DAR members were some of the very first military caregivers. We focus our service in the areas of historic preservation, education, and patriotism, and we also pride ourselves on being the largest service organization for veterans comprised entirely of women. It is in this vein that the Elizabeth Dole Foundation's Hidden Heroes initiative first came to our attention. In 2014, the foundation commissioned a survey to learn about military caregivers in America, how many there are, and the struggles they face in caring for ill, injured, or wounded veterans. Back then, they identified 5.5 million Americans filling this role. They noted that most people did not see themselves as caregivers. Rather, they identified what they were: spouses, children, parents, close friends of a veteran needing exceptional support. Most didn't know services existed or that a whole network of fellow caregivers existed to support them. Fast forward to today. In a revised version of the original 2014 study, released just this last September, the number of caregivers has risen to 14.3 million Americans, but their challenges are still the same. This is where we decided DAR could help. In 2014, we've worked to educate Idahoans about who qualifies as a military caregiver, identify caregivers, and get them connected to Idaho resources and the larger community of caregivers nationwide. One of the ways we've looked to capture community visibility and support is through proclamations from all 44 Idaho counties and as many Idaho cities as possible. Currently, we have proclamations from 41 of Idaho's 44 counties and 31 Idaho cities, including Pocatello. We'd be honored to welcome Bannock County to our team as the 42nd Idaho county to announce its support of military caregivers. All of our participating cities and counties are identified on a website built specifically for caregivers, hiddenheroesidaho.org, so that when caregivers connect to learning about the services available for them, they can also see the incredible outpouring of support from communities and around the state. Fundamentally, we want Bannock County caregivers to know we see their tireless dedication they have for our ill, injured, or wounded veterans, and we want them to know they're not alone. We also want Bannock County residents to be aware of the military caregivers serving alongside their veterans and offer their support in whatever ways they're able. Signing this proclamation today will do that. I want to thank Christy Davenport for her help setting up the time on your agenda today, and each of you for considering our requests. Thank you.
thank you. Here's the proclamation. Whereas the series of wars and conflicts in which our nation has been engaged is in since World War II have resulted in 14.3 million military and veteran caregivers who are parents, spouses, siblings, and friends caring for those wounded, ill, or injured who have served our nation, as documented by the 2024 RAND study commissioned by the Elizabeth Dole Foundation. And whereas the daily task of these military and veteran caregivers can include bathing, feeding, dressing, and caring for the injured of wounded warriors, administering medications, providing emotional support, caring for the family and the home, and working outside the home to earn essential income. And whereas the nation provides multifaceted support to our wounded, ill, and injured veterans and service members through public and private resources, but their caregivers receive little support or acknowledgement. And whereas most military and veteran caregivers consider the challenging work they do as simply carrying out their civic and patriotic duty, without realizing they are in fact caregivers and do not identify themselves as such. And whereas an alarming number of military and veteran caregivers, according to research, are suffering numerous debilitating mental, physical, and emotional effects as a result of their caregiving duties. And whereas we encourage all Bannock County residents who care for and support veterans and service members to extend that support to military caregivers who face unique challenges while undertaking the routine task of life. Now therefore we, Bannock County Commissioners Ernie Moser, Jeff Hubb, and John Crowder, in collaboration with the Idaho State Society, Daughters of the American Revolution, do hereby proclaim November 26, 2024 as Bannock County Military Caregivers Day. In witness thereof, we hereby set our hand on this, the 26th of November, in the year 2024. Motion?
Mr. Chair, it was with great pride that I move that we support and adopt this proclamation as presented.
We have a motion. All in favor, say aye.
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 Sorry. I'm just glad it wasn't mine.
Mr. Chair, if I may, I've been looking forward to this day since last year when you, when your group presented at the IAC conference and talked about
Yes.
this. And I've got a couple of friends who are caregivers and have been lifelong caregivers. And so to me, this is a very important thing to support and encourage them. So I'm grateful for your work in recognizing those people because their sacrifice is almost as great as those who have served. And so thank you for this, and I am so grateful that we're able to participate.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Interesting, the word hero makes them very uncomfortable.
It does.
When we call them hidden heroes, they're like, I'm not a hero, I'm just a wife, I'm a son, I'm a daughter, I'm a parent.
Just thank you for what you've done here.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Well, I was told that you would like a picture.
Yes, sir, please.
Let's go ahead and invite the group up. Move some chairs over.
I don't need my glasses.
Want to take the sign here off of it?
Half on one side, half on the other.
Take this
Go on. Oh, keep walking, keep walking, keep walking, keep walking. Okay.
We'll put Ernie in the middle.
Put Ernie in the middle, yeah, because Ernie's the important one.
No. You all are the important.
Are you okay if I'm touching you?
You bet.
Okay, so let me make sure it's okay.
Will you grab the bubble?
Yeah, I was gonna grab that.
I teach public schools, I don't touch anybody without asking anymore.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you
Thank
guys.
you, thank you so much, sir. I really, really appreciate this. Thank you. Thank you. It's hard to get the word out sometimes. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much.
Oh, my God. You got to get your glasses.
I have one right here.
Bring the mic back over. I don't know which one it was. There we go. They both. See Lisa or Tristan? All right. Shanda, come on up.
Good morning, Commissioners. Shanda Crystal, Chief Procurement Officer. I have 2 items before the board today. The first one is a request for a signature on a contract with City Creek Glass. They have been contracted to do the storefront at the Exhibit Hall building. This is the standard ARPA contract that we've used in the past, and I would ask that the Commissioners review and sign the contract for City Creek Glass. with City Creek Glass for $29,973.
Questions?
Mr. Chair, I'd move that we approve the contract with City Creek Glass as presented.
We have a motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Second item I have before the board is to review a requested sole source for the detention center communication upgrade. This is a couple different pieces that we look at before we recommend a sole source for the commissioners. There are Idaho code spells out the reasons how and why we can do this. This one happens to fall into, I should have that marked. It's on the front of there. This falls into parenthetical 2, II, where the compatibility of equipment, components, accessories, computer software, replacement parts, or service is a paramount consideration, is where this one falls into. This piece of communication that we are upgrading at the jail not only has to link in with our PLC system that runs all kinds of things throughout that facility, but it also integrates with a lot of infrastructure that's already put in. This company has won those contracts. They have been the ones to do those thus far. And this is an ongoing project. We started with the C-Pod a little bit ago. And this for Central is this piece that's going in here. Therefore, I would recommend that the board declare a sole source purchase. Reviewing a little bit about this process because we don't do it often. A little more about this process. If the board were to decide today to declare that sole source, we would move forward and we would issue an intent in the paper of record, which is Idaho Standard Journal. That would we would run it one time and we would wait 2 weeks for a challenge from anybody that I'll work with Emma and go ahead and post it on our notices on our webpage too, just to try to get it out there for anybody that would like to challenge that we move forward with this. If we receive any, we bring them back to the board. If we don't receive any, we bring them back to the board. And then we have a discussion at that time. If we don't receive any challenges, the board can then say that approve the sole source and we can move forward with contracting. If they have a challenge, then we can work through legal on any of those that we might receive.
Questions?
No, this is pretty straightforward. So, Mr. Chair, I'd move that we, what was the word you used?
And
Declare it
Declare
as a
the
sole
intent.
source. Thank you. Declare this as a sole source contract and advertise as discussed.
We have a motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
we'll move forward and then we'll be back before the board in a couple weeks. Thank you.
Thank you. So, are you representing?
Elise, I am.
You're up.
Tristan Borquin, Assistant Planning Director. We have before you the agreement to do building permit applications and inspections for the city of Downey. They were able to have their city council review and sign November 12th. And so we are just here to finalize that contract and get it signed.
Okay. There was one change I made. It said the effective date was November 14th.
Was today.
And we'll
Yes.
put it, we moved it to today.
Perfect.
Okay.
And I have the original if you need the original to sign.
Okay.
I don't know if-
And then I had a couple of, I guess, concerns about these agreements. I noticed there's no term on the agreement, that it has a start date, but no end date. And I
Yeah,
looked at the previous one, does not have that either.
right. So we just put that clause in there that either party can terminate the contract at any time, to leave it open-ended. So we're happy to move forward and continue doing them as long as they're happy with our services and vice versa.
Well, it says that the contract can be terminated by mutual agreement, not that either party can terminate it. And that's in the previous contract as well.
Okay.
So I do think this needs to go to the legal department, and they may need to make a couple of modifications with respect to term and termination.
Okay.
Would we just want a unilateral termination clause? Like for either party may
Just like a
terminate
normal,
based on
yes,
written
yes.
notice?
Yeah.
We
And,
can-
and I would put in some kind of term, 1 year, and it could be automatically renewable, but I think there should be a term.
Okay.
Okay. So, do you want a motion that we put that in?
Yeah, I'll
Part of
move
it,
that
or-
we put those two clauses into this contract, and that we go back with the previous contracts if they have the same clauses, and look at putting the clauses in those contracts as well.
So this would be a counter offer to the city once we have this.
Okay.
So, I guess that's my question. With that, do you want to sign this and move forward, or wait till
Well,
we have?
if the commission wants those two clauses, then I would suggest just doing a counter offer so they can sign it and see out, because once we sign it, then that's agreeing to the contract as is.
Okay. So, comments, questions?
Right now, the state's doing their work for them,
Correct.
and have they started to ask us for anything, or what's the anticipated date of them starting to ask us, or?
They don't have any permits that they're ready to submit at this point. And so they're just ready to move forward with our office as soon as we get contracts signed.
And as far as going back on the others, we're already in contract with them.
Yeah, we'd have to look at modification at that point, talking with them.
But we are in contract with them, so you are doing
Yeah,
the work
we are
at the
currently
present
doing
time.
permits.
Okay.
Yep.
So you want to,
Well, I don't disagree with what John says, but in the interest of moving forward, can we do this and then within the next 30 days come back and rewrite the contracts and do it that way, since we're already under contract with the others?
I think it'd be better for this one just to do the counter offer as Brian suggests, and then we're not locked into another contract that we've already agreed to, and then have to do a modification. And since we're not doing anything for them yet, I think that would be the easiest.
Okay, I'm okay with that then.
okay,
Okay.
let's
Yeah,
make
we
the
can do that.
adjustments and then we'll get this one back and then we can have conversations with the other two cities.
Perfect.
That benefits them as much as us. All right?
Okay. Do I have one more thing?
Yep.
Okay.
Do you want one more thing?
Yes, I do. So the next thing is a signature on the meeting facility use request form with the city of Chubbuck. This is to reschedule the gravel pit out in the Chubbuck area that we tried to hear November 6th and did not have a quorum, so we ended up canceling. So we are rescheduling it for January 16th and decided it was just going to be better if we had more space for everybody who's going to attend. So we've asked to use Chubbuck's facilities, so we will have both the chamber and the overflow room for that night.
That's that room off to the, like when you walk in the door, that big room to the left?
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
Questions?
Nope.
Motion?
Mr. Chair, I'd move that we approve the contract as presented.
We have a motion. All in favor, say aye.
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 Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Christie.
Christy Clauser, Comptroller. I have a couple items for the board today. The first is signature on the Juvenile Justice Annual Financial Report. I have the original. It has Matt Olson and Judge Call's signature on it. Matt, a couple weeks ago, presented statistical information on his program. This is an annual request for the financial information that we need to present. Shows the money coming in from the state and how it's spent. Matt is here if you have any questions.
Come on up if you'd like.
And it just requires a signature by the board. or the chairman, as soon as the chairman signs it, I'll sign for Jason. We'll submit it, and then when Stace Gerhardt signs it, we'll provide the board with a final copy.
Okay. Any comments further?
I don't have any further comments. I'm here for any questions, and then if I can take that original, I'll get it signed and get it back to everybody here.
Okay.
No, just appreciate the work you do. So, Mr. Chair, I'd move that we approve the annual financial report as presented.
We have a motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Thanks, Matt.
I was going to sign for Jason, so are you good if I just submit it? And I'll CC you and send it to Stace?
Yeah.
The next item I have for the board was the amended item. This is the equitable sharing agreement and certification. These are for drug seizure funds that are federal dollars that we have to report on our single audit. Again, I have an original because this had to have Sheriff Manu's signature on it. This is submitted electronically, but I get the board's signature so that I can certify the signature of the chairman and also for the sheriff. These are not all of our seizure funds. These are just what they consider equitable sharing. And again, they are included on our single audit. We did use some of these funds for the canine purchase that you guys signed off on last week.
Okay. Questions?
Mr. Chair, I'd move that we approve the annual certification report and authorize electronic submission of the report.
We have a motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right. Let's go ahead. We'll look at resolutions. We have resolution 2024-75, tax cancellation request.
Is that it?
Yep.
Okay, Mr. Chair, I'd move that we approve resolution 2024-75 as presented.
We have a motion. All in favor, say aye.
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 That way it is. And under signature only, we have quick claim deeds, 2 of them, or 1, 2 copies.
Is it only one? I thought it was 2.
Well, it's 2 properties, 2,
There's 2
same individual.
Is there a paperclip on it? There should be 2, sorry. One for,
Oh, no,
one for Craig.
they're 2 separate ones.
Yeah,
2 separate ones.
okay.
I just misread them. Motion?
This is Commissioner's proceedings.
Oh, right, they're both right here.
There's parcel numbers of them. Yeah. Do you want the parcel numbers on these? Can we read? No? Okay, all right. So, yeah.
They are the same.
Block 23, block 1.
These 2 papers are the same.
And then I'll figure out where I went wrong and get you the right one.
All right, so, Mr. Chair, I'd move that we approve the quitclaim deed on the 2 properties discussed from the tax deed sale. Do you know what the,
I forgot the first name, and the other one is Chad Nielsen.
And that's one we have
Byron
here.
Allen and Chad Nielsen.
Well, we'll just do this one then, and we'll do the other one when we have it.
Okay.
Does that work? So, all right. Yeah.
All right, we have a motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye. It's just,
All right. Then we have the consent agenda. Under the consent agenda, we have Board of Bannock County Commissioners proceedings for October of 2024. We have Board of Bannock County Commissioners minutes for November 12th, 14th, and 19th.
Mr. Chair, I'd move that we approve the consent agenda.
We have a motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right. Let's go ahead and go into executive session.
Mr. Chair, I'd move that we enter into executive session under Idaho Code 74-2061 A and B to discuss personnel.
Commissioner Crowder,
Yes.
Commissioner Huff,
Yes.
Commissioner Moser.
And before we do that, let's also include 74. Where am I? Right here.
O and F
This is personnel.
for
Your
legal.
guys, this is next.
For legal. Counsel.
Okay,
So amended motion,
Amended.
Commissioner Crowder,
Yes.